Hello, and welcome to this update for version 2.0 of the mass scoring application. We will go over the two new exciting features that have really leveled it up. Let's go right into it. Here we are inside of the scoring application, and what is immediately noticeable is two new entries in our navigation pane here on the left. Let's start with the lower one, test coverage. This analysis can take a minute, up to a minute maybe, depending on how many assets you have in your environment. It goes through all the assets in SAS Intelligent Decisioning and SAS Model Manager and checks if there have been tests applied to it. It doesn't discriminate between tests, scenarios, and publishing validations. It all treats them equally. And you get back this report where you can get a high-level overview up at the top and also dive into all of these assets explicitly. You will also notice that you can easily search by name or by the author. You can filter it to a specific type, and you can also filter it if they have been tested or not. In addition to that, you can take this report both as a markdown or a CSV export with you to do further analysis or other reporting stuff. If you are looking at a decision that has tests applied to it, we can expand a decision and see all the tests that have been applied to it. Also, we can click this button to open it up in Intelligent Decisioning or Model Manager respectively. And with decisions, we can also click on the second button, the View Flow Diagram. This button is also available if you go to a module up at the top, and it's also what takes us to the second entry, the View Flows. This only applies to decisions, so it's not about models at all. And what it enables us to do is just search up the decision we are looking for or navigate to it from the other interfaces. And then we get this overview where we get some baseline information about this specific decision. For example, we see the current status, if a workflow has been applied and can review its history. We see base information, we see the name and description up top, we get a deep link into Intelligent Decisioning. We can take a look at all the in and output variables, plus everything that is temporary in here. And then next, below, we can go into the flow diagram. You can minimize the legend if you're not interested in it. And then we can zoom in and click on a note. This will open up the secondary pane where we can review additional information about it. We can get deep links to that specific asset. And also, if it's a code file, we can just view the full code right in this editor in here without having to leave it. Of course, we also see this for branches, for models. Additional information is pulled from SAS Model Manager to help you understand what's going on. And also, for example here, in user prompt is the name that the model expects, but there was a mapping applied from Intelligent Decisioning called input.json. And this is mapped to user prompt. So you also get a quick overview what is going on there. Similarly, if we are looking at rule sets, this pulls out the different rules that you are applying in that rule set. And if you're using treatment groups, that also persists. And if you have sub-decisions in there, they are visualized as part of that, as well as parallel processes. So this gives you one comprehensive view of your decisions. Then, if you find this valuable, you can export this as a markdown that you can then save on your local machine. And then let's open this up. And in it, we will see a whole bunch of content, the overview information, plus a flow diagram, which is rendered from Mermaid. So if you're using GitHub, for example, it renders nicely in there automatically, plus then all the information about the different assets and a specific entry for every single one, giving you all the information right at a glance. You can look into the source code. You have everything in here. This produces giant Markdown files, but they cover all your documentation needs. That is it for the massive 2.0 update of the SAS MAS Scoring application. I hope you enjoyed these two updates. They were a lot of fun to build, and see you next time. Bye bye.